The Premier of Victoria, Daniel Andrews, is with us this morning. And good morning to you, Daniel, first of all.
Morning, guys.
What was your first take of the result on the weekend with the Labor Party getting knocked over by the Coalition?
Oh, look, I think Labor people are hurting after Saturday's result. But the important thing here, though, Ed, is to say Scott Morrison's won fair and square, and he and Jan and his family and all his team should be very proud. It's no small thing to win a contest like that. I sent him a message on Saturday night to say, all the very best and be proud of what you've achieved. And I've made it pretty clear these last couple of days where we can find some common ground, and there are a whole lot of different things we can work together on. Then we should. If it's good for Victoria, and if it's something that we can do, then of course we should push on with that.
Okay, let's roll the videotape or the audio tape, as this case may be. This is Josh Frydenberg, the Treasurer, yesterday speaking on Triple M's Hot Breakfast about the East-West Tunnel.
We want to put Victorians first. The infrastructure projects that they need are very clear. East-West Link is one of them. We're very much prepared to talk to all the experts, but this has already been identified as a priority project, and we're putting $4 billion of federal money to work, and we want this to happen. Look, I understand Daniel Andrews hasn't made it a priority project for those people in Melbourne, but we do.
$4 billion won't build it, though, will it?
It's probably going to cost about 6.8. Billion is what an earlier expense was, and that's where we partner with the private sector. But $4 billion is the bulk of it.
Right. Now, Daniel, you've been through two elections that have been won by you saying no East-West. $4 billion is a lot of money there that is Victorian money for infrastructure. Take us through the adult version of the thinking and what you've gone through, because this is not something that's new to you. Take us through your thoughts.
Not at all. And, we've been having this argument for a while. I thought it was actually settled, but still... they put forward, that is the Commonwealth Government put forward a plan, and I hear what Josh says Josh says there, and I take him at face value that he is trying to do good things for Victoria. But these are the basic facts, Ed. We've got the biggest construction program going on in our state that the state's ever seen, that the nation has ever seen. I was at a dinner last week with some body called Roads Australia, so all the big constructors, engineers. They say to me, "Oh, look, the pipeline of work is fantastic, but we want you to know things are getting pretty tight. We're getting close to having real shortages in terms of labour, real shortages in terms of the raw materials we need. We are at full tilt, and your listeners know that. We've just had 9 train lines shut down, countless roads, and I'll take the opportunity to apologise to people because people they didn't enjoy it. We've got the Sandringham line shut today for another 20 days. There's going to be more and more of this, and there is some construction-related congestion. Some would say chaos almost. There are limits. So what we're really faced with here is, let's go and build this East-West Link. Righto. Well, you'll need to defer. You'll need to scrap projects that I said I would build. So the proposition here is I should not build the projects I said I would build.
Which are?
Things like Metro Tunnel, the North-East Link, so to send the traffic around the city rather than piping it through the middle of it. The Ring Road, only city in the world with a gap in its ring road, that's us. That project, $16 billion, biggest road project the nation has ever seen. We're about to start recruiting 10,000 staff for that. The notion that you can just pluck a project out of the air, put it into the biggest agenda that's ever been attempted, and not cause complete chaos or drive the price up to astronomical levels, or be dead set short of the workers and the raw materials you need, misunderstands the fact that we've got so much going on. I won't be cancelling or delaying, or as the paper says today, resequencing, which is just insider talk for scrapping, the things that people voted for and the things I said I'd do in order to build a project I said I wouldn't.
Premier, you've always had a long-term view, which I think's been admirable in this state. And if you take it out to a 50-year view, we are always going to need to upgrade the city. And at some point, as you say, that will be a worthwhile thing to go back and consider. A tunnel that goes underneath the gardens there at Princess Park. It is a bottleneck. Could you then do a deal that says, okay, we are full to this point in time, but why don't we look a bit further out and just keep the pipeline going even further? Is that a potential deal?
I think the interesting point here, Darcy, is that may well be exactly what the federal government's putting forward, because none of this money, this $4 billion, which Ed was right yesterday, that's not enough to get this thing done. None of that money's provided for quite some time. I don't think that's going to be landing on our doorstep in this year's budget or next year's budget. It's a bit like the $2 billion that the Commonwealth Government, the Morrison government, have indicated they want to spend down to get people to and from Geelong on a bullet train in 32 minutes. That's a great thing. That sounds great. How much are they allocated? $2 billion. Gee, I wish you could do that for but try $15 billion.
Yep.
You know, I'm always happy to work with people, but I think we've probably demonstrated these last 4.5 years that when it comes to building things, we do get things done. We do know what we're doing. So, you know, thank you so much for the advice on what's achievable, but the experts are telling me, and I know, we would have to cancel projects I took to the election. And I won't do that. Now, that might not be popular, but when you vote for me, and when I say that I will do things, I'm serious. And whether that's popular or not, that is how I operate. We will deliver the projects we said we would deliver. We will not be breaking promises and cancelling projects that stack up and are desperately needed in order to build projects we said we wouldn't.